Welcome in everyone to a very quiet Cougar Den. My name is Nicholas Pietrzycki, and once I plug in the camera, we will be good to go from the Cougar Den here on the campus of Phoenix Christian. Today's matchup between your Phoenix Christian Cougars and the Trivium Prep Crimson Knights. Starting lineup for your Phoenix Christian Cougars, a much rotated lineup tonight. Gio Young, Javian Willis, Ruben Guerrero, Cam Dollar, and Dominic Paris. Knights looking to strike first. You're away from their normal habitat. Three ball, good. And the Knights take an early 3-0 lead. Ruben Guerrero floater off the mark, rebounded by Cam Dollar. Dollar puts it up, no good. Grabbed by Paris in the baseline. Guerrero dishes it into Paris. Hard in the paint, and he gets the two. Dom Paris opening the scoring for the Cougars. It's a trail by one. Travel against Grant Brown. Dollar is a man guarding him and forced him to taking an extra step. Cam Dollar hands it off to Guerrero. Paris working down low, kicks it out. Dom Paris and Cam Dollar are the two tallest men on the court as of now, as Paris uses that height, puts it up. No good. Out of bounds, Cougar ball. Knights trying to pass out of trouble unsuccessfully. And for those of you tuning in, welcome to Phoenix Christian Basketball here on the Phoenix Christian Basketball YouTube channel. My name is Nicholas Pietrzycki, and no, your sound is not off. It is, in fact, this quiet here in the Cougar Den. It's early afternoon, I should say late afternoon, early night, whatever you prefer to call 5 p.m. The bench wanted Paris to shoot the three. He chose not to. Willis takes it himself, a hard foul. 2 shots. Fouls on Brown. His first. Starting lineup for the Crimson Knights: Benjamin Wolfley, Grant Brown, Billy Phillips, Ezra Hall, and Alexander Karad. Achilles Lopez checking in for Ruben Guerrero. Willis 1 for 2 from the line. Knights want to work quick. Putting it up for 2 is Wolfley. Knights lead by 2. Dollar sets a screen for Young. Young takes himself, contested layup, and one. Count the basket. Gio Young, the only freshman on varsity for the Cougars this season, averaging just a little 2.7 points a game as the and one attempt, no good. Knights touch it last. It remains in the Cougars' court. Achilles Lopez heaves it all the way back to Young. Lopez not known for throwing the ball, more for blocking for the man throwing the ball. Cam Dollar finds Lopez under the basket, under round, can't get it to go. 3 minutes past, tie ball game 5-5. Hold against Achilles Lopez. So again, you see a much rotated Phoenix Christian lineup. Only starter, or I should say regular bench player for the Cougars playing here right now. Dom Paris plays a lot. Cam Dollar also finding his footing after transferring from Deer Valley in this team. Young tries to intercept. Driving for the layup, good, is Alexander Corrad. It's very eerie to hear the Cougar Den this quiet. Young takes it himself. Yes. Last night, for those of you that tuned in, it was a loud environment. Highland Prep, a 2A rival. Deep three, air ball, more like a pass. Finds the hands of Dollar. Now Young. Young, bounce pass. Paris tries a one-handed jam. Tries it again and draws the foul. Dom Paris can't believe it, as can the bench. Paris trying to copy the likes of Bryce Anderson, Malachi Moore-Neal, and them. Draws a foul. First one. Off the mark. Ruben Guerrero subs in for Cam Dollar. Paris goes 1 for 2 from the line. Cougars lead by 1. Nice drive to the lane. Now in a bit of trouble, tries to kick out. Out of bounds, Cougar ball. .337 left to play. Coach Strazak calling a timeout. His team leads by 1. See again, just a rotated Cougar lineup. No Bryce Anderson, no Jace Hagan. We have yet to see Zaire Smith. We might see a little bit of him today, but Coach Strazak told me before the game that you're going to see a lot of bench players, and it's going to be a chance for some of the guys that maybe only get minutes sporadically, get a chance to show what they can do. Also 2 inactives today for the Cougars. Guard Zion Rondan inactive, as well as Malachi Moore-Neal. He is not here today, not dressed, and he'll get a deserved day of rest. Young. Travel. Saw that little bit of foot come up after he already planted 2, and one that Young would certainly like to have back. Step back 3, no good. Rebound grab by Paris, and look at how easy it was for Dom Paris, just over everyone on Trivium Prep. Javian Willis misses, gets his own rebound, and puts it in. Willis, another name you don't hear for the Cougars. Like Paris and Achilles Lopez, starters for the Phoenix Christian football team, led by Coach Jason Kindred. Jump ball. Possession arrow says Cougars. 3 of the 5 players on the floor for the Cougars football players. And Willis was a 1,000-yard rusher, exactly right on the nose for the football team this year. Not 1 yard less, not 1 yard more. Refs make a boo-boo, and it's actually Trivium prep ball, not Cougar ball. 2:45 left to play in the first quarter. Foul goes against Cougars. No basket, but would have been good from Corrad. At the PC football banquet, there is a great story told as Javian Willis rips the pocket of Hall and the Cougars go the other way. Young tried to find Dollar, hit the rim, a lot of the net. Dollar couldn't control that, but Coach Nacho Renteria, father of Cyrus Renteria, who currently is sitting on the bench in between Paris and Hagen. Contested shot, good from Corrad. And he is feeling himself today. Cougars lead by 1. Gio Young, elbow 3, bang! Young wide open, and we know that Young likes to pull the trigger when he can. But going back to the story, Coach Nacho Renteria actually sitting right above Phoenix Christian bench. I can point him out because there really isn't that many people here today compared to last night. He did the stats for the Cougar football team, and he said that going into the final game against Kingman, Guerrero's 3, off the glass and in. He saw how many, as Dollar intercepts the inbound, stays with it. Guerrero pump fakes, kicks out to Young, another 3, off the mark. But he said he looked at the stats and said, I don't know if Javian is going to get this. He needs about 150 some odd yards to get 1,000 exactly. And he puts in the stats and he said, that number looks familiar. Well, he put it in, and what do you know? Willis hits it exactly 1,000 on the nose. Foul against Achilles Lopez. Potentially preventing an easy 2 points for the Knights. Cougars lead 16-9, 47.6 seconds left to play in the first quarter. So how about that? Exactly 1,000 yards on the nose, not 1 yard less, not 1 yard more. Sub Paris in for Achilles Lopez. Not quite sure why Achilles Lopez had to sub out there. He seems to be okay. No blood, or any visible blood, that is. Hall kicks it out into the corner. Can't control the pass is Billy Phillips. Now under 30 seconds to play. Young dishes to Paris. Willis, a burst of speed. Young, 3. Off the mark. Almost rebounded by Willis. Under 5 seconds, 3-2, and now 1. It'll be 0.7 left on the clock. Foul against Willis, so enough time to maybe catch and shoot from the Knights, and they'll try it. They get it off in time. Off the backboard. Not that close to make the tens of people here in the stands gasp in amazement. We played 1, 3 more to go from the Cougar Den. Phoenix Christian leading Trivium Prep 16-9 here on the Phoenix Christian Basketball YouTube channel. Thank you so much for those tuned in. It's not the typical exciting Cougar matchup that many of you at home watching and myself are used to a lot of high-flying action, dunks, fast breaks, and a lot of other highlight-worthy plays from the Cougars. But tonight, and you see a much more relaxed effort, not only from the Cougars, but the coaches themselves, Coach Stryzak, Coach A, and the rest of the coaches in polos. Usually you see Coach Stryzak in at least a tie. Maybe not a full suit, but just a tie. Relaxing. As we are underway here to start the second quarter. Young finds Paris. Paris trying to find Dollar out of bounds. Cougars not letting their foot off the gas. Stolen by Guerrero. He goes up with it. And one. Quick thinking and quick eyes from Guerrero. He has a chance to convert the and one. And Guerrero does no basket. Waved off. Someone was a little too early with the lane violation. Cougars not letting up as they're pressing the Knights. Ball up in the air. Somehow finds the hands of a Knight. Eventually stolen by Cam Dollar. Young, Guerrero takes a couple dribbles. In. Ruben Guerrero now with 7 on the day. Doing a little too much with it there was Phillips. Hits it off his foot. And we'll get to see Zaire Smith in his first action here tonight, checking in for Dom Paris. Smith driving to the lane, takes himself. Left-handed effort, no good. Dollar tried to tip it to his fellow teammate. Only person there is a Knight. Mid-range jumper off the mark. Guerrero finds Dollar. Dollar, contested shot, good! That's the first time the Phoenix Christian Basketball YouTube channel has seen a basket made by number 23, Cam Dollar. Achilles Lopez checking in for Zaire Smith, so as quickly as he came in, he was quickly taken out. Dollar forces Hull to pick up his dribble. Knights go the other way. Mid-range shot blocked by Young. Hauled in by Willis. Willis driving, right-handed effort. No good. Achilles Lopez with the putback. Cougars lead 24-9. Ball falls into the lap of Ruben Guerrero. He dishes it to Dollar. Two-handed jam off the mark. And he gets the thumbs down from his locker neighbor, Bryce Anderson. Cougars not letting their foot off the gas. Pressing the Knights. Driving to the hole. And one basket for Wolfley. And the Knights have their first points of the second quarter. Wolfley converts the and one. Guerrero double teamed, dishes out of it. Young finds Guerrero under the basket layup. How about that? Ruben Guerrero showing off the skills. Cougars lead by 14, and wasn't supposed to always be this way here from the Cougar den. The game was scheduled to take place back in early December, before the Knights had to reschedule. Travel called on Gio Young. Sandoval checking in for the first time tonight for Guerrero to give the junior a breather, but Trivium Prep, the last, what seems about half decade, the Crimson Knights always have a winning record, and they're always in the mix in the playoffs, especially in 2A, and it feels like just a few years ago, maybe more, that the Knights, mid-range floater good, the Crimson Knights were in the state championship game, eventually losing to Pima. Achilles Lopez open, a great pass from Xavier Sandoval. Lopez with 4 on the night. Dollar rips the pockets of Hall. Sandoval taking it himself. Trivium Prep ball. So the question is, what happened to Trivium Prep to come into this game ranked as one of the worst teams in the 2A conference, 43 to be precise, and to be winless on the year, 0-20 coming into today's matchup. Corner 3 from Wolfley off the mark. Well, from the sources I was able to pull and the information I was able to find, alley-oop attempt for Dollar off the mark, almost was able to tip it in. Dollar rips the pockets of Phillips. Dollar with what seems like 4 or 5 steals. Sandoval, no-look pass to Lopez. Sandoval gets it back near midcourt, but a no-look pass from Xavier Sandoval. Dollar was open. Bench says, Dollar, you got to be ready for that. But a mass exodus of players and coaches has led to the Crimson Knights going from hero to more like 0. And the 0 is 0 wins. However, on the bright side, Trivium Prep does have a winning record versus Phoenix Christian, as Hall converted his first free throw. He'll look to do it again here with free throw number 2. That one off the mark, lane violation, and wouldn't have counted anyway. Crimson Knights. It's a 5th matchup between the Cougars. Alley-oop attempt for Dollar from Sandoval off the mark, and it looks like the Cougars are just having a little bit of fun now, going coast to coast, and getting the block is Ruben Guerrero on Karad. Sandoval left-handed layup, no good. Rebounded by Wolfley. Phoenix Christian got their first win last season over the Crimson Knights, as that layup is good from Hall. Lopez in defense. Cougars won 74-55 last year in a game that was a lot more highly anticipated and talked about than this one here today. Achilles Lopez pulls it from 3. Good, no, it's a 2. Lopez had his foot on the line. Lopez does like to pull it from there, has made a couple of threes in that spot versus Arizona Lutheran. Hall's feeling himself now with a mid-range bucket. Ruben Guerrero open. The dish from Sandoval. Good. Guerrero with 11. Dollar applying the full court press. Hall trying to dish out of traffic and does. Mid-range jumper off the backboard from Wolfley. Guerrero trying to take advantage of Thomas Woodrich not paying full attention. Sandoval had an open three, decided to pass it up. 1:23 left to play. Now 1:20, Cougars lead 32-21. Travel called against the Knights. Dom Paris checking in for Achilles Lopez. .111 left to play. Zaire Smith also checking into the game. And he'll draw the foul. Grant Brown, guilty culprit of a hold. Smith sinks his first free throw. Smith sinks his second. He goes 2 for 2. Ruben Guerrero with a delay of game warning. I'm not sure if the mic picked that up. Guerrero now ripping the pockets and staying in bounds. Ref said he didn't throw the ball to him. Guerrero wants it now more than ever. Under 50 seconds to play. Paris finds Zaire Smith under the basket. No shot. Lane violation against the sophomore forward. Young guarding Brown. Brown deciding to kick it out. Under 25 seconds to play. Cougars with the double team. 3 off the mark. Rebound by Smith. Zaire Smith dishes to Young. Easy 2. And that'll do it for this first half of play here from the Cougar Den. Phoenix Christian leading the Crimson Knights of Trivium Prep 36-21. 10 minutes of halftime begin now. Set your timer, set your watches. We'll be back now in 9 minutes and 48 seconds here on the Phoenix Christian Basketball YouTube channel. Don't go anywhere. This is Cougar Basketball on the Phoenix Christian Basketball YouTube channel. Welcome back to the Cougar Den for the start of the second half here on the Phoenix Christian Basketball YouTube channel. Cougars leading the Crimson Knights 36-21. Checking in for the first time tonight, Bryce Anderson, Jace Hagan as well. So a full starting lineup in a way for Phoenix Christian, one that you would typically see. Foul against Zaire Smith. Another inbound coming up by the Knights. Smith goes for the steal. Knights passing it to find the open man. Stolen by Sandoval. Gets the pass from Anderson. An easy layup for the senior. Pass intercepted by a combination of Smith and Anderson. Smith tries to underhand it to Sandoval. Out of bounds. Minute played. Only 2 points scored between Knights and Cougars. That coming on the Sandoval layup. Cougars looking to add to 16. Rather, I should say 17-point lead. Sandoval going for the alley-oop to Smith. Smith manages to catch it. Anderson three. Good. Bryce Anderson seeing the floor for the first time here tonight. Anderson blocks the shot and takes it himself. No look pass to Sandoval. Another easy two for have a technical foul. I heard on 2 fouls actually on Xavier Sandoval. I'm not sure what for. Coaches on the bench want a little bit of an explanation as the Knights send Grant Brown to the free throw line for 2. Brown 1 for 2, so free point. For the Knights as they take a quick timeout. .6:13 left to play here in the third quarter of action. Leading scorers for your Phoenix Christian Cougars, Ruben Guerrero leading the way with 11, Gio Young with 9, Achilles Lopez adding in 6. Expect to see the numbers for Sandoval, Anderson, and Hagan increase just a little bit. Cougars ferociously going after the ball. Top of the key 3 ball off the mark by Brown, rebounded. And eventually finding Sandoval. Sandoval dishes to Anderson, a two-handed jam. Usually hear the gym explode after an Anderson two-handed jam, but for the couple faithful in attendance, as here goes Anderson again, another two-handed jam. Back-to-back two-handed jams for the senior Anderson. Scurrying in and around is Gerard. No-look pass from Sandoval to Anderson. It's too easy for the pair of fours and number 4. Coach Stryzak says no more press. Dollar comes in for Hagen. Cougars lead 49-22. Knights only scoring 1 point, courtesy of a free throw so far in the third quarter. Hall drives, puts up a shot, good. Cougars go quick. Zaire Smith taking it, a one-handed effort. Smith calmly walking away. Sandoval gets a steal. He wants to take it himself coast to coast. Tries to throw it off the glass to Anderson. Trying out something new for the cameras. Dollar with a block. And the quick pass to Sandoval. Anderson, another two-handed effort. Anderson has 11 points here in the third quarter. Double dribble, Cougar ball, as we see a mass exodus of subs. Those subs being Anderson, Guerrero, and Sandoval out. Young, Lopez, and Willis in. Cougars lead by 29. Smith takes it himself. Two-handed effort, up and in. Smith now with 6 on the night. Driving and a blocked effort from Dollar Wolfley. Young takes himself. Easy right-handed layup. Young, Guerrero, and Anderson all tied with 11 points, and 3 of them outscoring the Knights by 9. Cougars lead 57-24. Pass intercepted by the Cougars. Young, up for Smith, an alley-oop. Underclassman to underclassman. Smith, guilty of a foul, was ready for a block following his big moment. Wolfley's first free throw off the mark. Wolfley 1 for 2. Smith takes himself coast to coast. Two-handed layup. Smith now with 10, so 3 Cougars with 11 points, 1 with 10. Mid-range effort off the mark. Smith grabs the rebound. A nice pass to Young to keep the Cougar fast break going. Right-handed layup. Contested and good from Gio Young. And he now leads the Cougars with 13. They lead 63-25, make it 63-27. Smith wants to keep going. Right-handed layup, good. And now it's a battle between Young and Smith to see who will be the top point getter here tonight. Mid-range effort. Tickles the iron and goes off the back. A beautiful behind the back dribble there from Achilles Lopez. Willis, no good. Got a few smooth moves to get there. Smith with the interception. Under 50 seconds to play. Cougars lead 65-27. Alley-oop to Dollar. He can't finish it off once again. And the junior forward just aching for his highlight reel tape. Sandoval, Guerrero, Paris in. Smith, Young, and Dollar out. Coach Stryzak and crew keeping the legs fresh tonight. Coach Stryzak taking a back seat today, actually sitting on the bench with the players, letting his assistant coaches do the work. 3 good from Corrad. Under 20 seconds to play. Sandoval dribbles into the lane. Left-handed layup off the mark. Under 10 seconds to play. Sandoval steals the ball and keeps it alive. Guerrero on the fast break. And one layup. Ruben Guerrero. With 1.8 seconds left to play, the Cougars have a chance to take a 40-point lead. And Guerrero converts the and one. He has 14 on the night. And that'll do it for the third quarter. A monsoon of points from the Cougars, and from the Knights, only 9. 8 minutes left to play here in this one-sided affair between the Cougars and Crimson Knights. We'll be back with a conclusion of today's game on the Phoenix Christian Basketball YouTube channel. Welcome back for the start of the first quarter as Ruben Guerrero intercepts the pass immediately and puts it home. Cougars now lead 70-30. Achilles Lopez, a three, good! The bench is loving it. Quick three from the Crimson Knights, way off the mark. Follow-up shot blocked by Paris. Smith passes to Sandoval. Paris and Wolfley tied up under the basket. Fouls against Hall for a block. Sandoval and Guerrero a little, or I should say Guerrero and Smith a little confused on who was supposed to get that one, as Lopez showing his strength under the basket. He has 11. Sandoval rips the pockets of Brown, coast to coast, and one. Xavier Sandoval has scored 9 points or more in 3 of his last 4 games. Right now with 6, so a couple more baskets, he can keep that streak alive. Sandoval and one short, grabbed by Guerrero. Now Dollar. Cougars reset. Willis, mid-range jumper, short, grabbed by Lopez. It's about the 5th chance effort for the Cougars, and they literally and figuratively throw it away, courtesy of Ruben Guerrero. Just a case of miscommunication. And you know what? When you're up by 46 points, there's not a lot to say for one missed pass. I think the bigger thing is all the offensive rebounds and second chance opportunities the Cougars had. Out of bounds, Cougar ball, last touched a Knight. Into the game for the first time tonight for Trivium Prep, Daniel Cabrian. Willis, floater, no good. Dollar hauls in the rebound. Another chance for Dollar, good. Wolfley's shot off the mark. Young finds Guerrero cross court. Guerrero drives baseline off the glass, no good. He gets his own rebound and puts it in. Ruben Guerrero with a new season high 18 points. Dollar nearly deflects another pass, blocks that one. Cabrian, shot blocked from behind. Not sure if that was Lopez or Dollar. Dollar drives, two-handed jam. Finally goes in, not the way one would expect to. But 2 points nonetheless. Cougars lead by 52. High shot hauled in by Lopez. He finds Dollar. An indirect pass to Young. Off the glass for Dollar, no good. It looks like the Cougars now are just trying to get Dollar his highlight dunk. It was funny how that last sequence worked. Guerrero trying to find Dollar and him almost shouldering the pass to Young, who in any normal game would have taking that himself for 2. Young finds Dollar down low, puts it up and in. Cam Dollar with his new season high of 8. Hall going up. Young from behind, and Young guilty of a foul that even he himself knows was committed. Trying to time the block of Hall's shot, and Hall wisely almost keeping it. Clock continuing to run. Here as the Cougars lead by 54. Hall a chance to cut that lead to 52, maybe cut it to 53. Checking in for the first time tonight, Thomas Woodrich. Hall, 1 for 2. Young, elbow 3, no good. Achilles Lopez throwing his weight around there, still trying to get a rebound. Nice go quick, Woodrich. Dirk Nowitzkiing, a step back shot, no good. Wolfley dishes it off, no good. Jackson Bias, guilty of a foul. A minute left to play in the fourth and final quarter here from the Cougar Den. Javian Willis working down low, spin move, puts it up, can't get it to go. Willis trying to save it. Trivium prep ball. Surely one of the final possessions here of a thrashing coming courtesy of the Cougars. A result that many expected, given the Crimson Knights coming into tonight's match have not won yet. And a big block on Javian Willis by Thomas Woodrich. And the Cougar bench is stunned. It looks like the Cougars don't want to take another shot after Willis takes a couple of free throws. First one around the iron and out. Willis, 1 for 2 from the line. Out of bounds, Cougar ball. Knights couldn't handle the ball. 17.2 seconds left to play. Guerrero quickly gets it past half court and dribbles out. Cougars holding it as Gio Young is fouled by Hall. .4 seconds left to play. Ruben Guerrero gets the inbound, and that'll about do it here in the Cougar Den. Final score, Cougars 85 and Trivium Prep 31. Crimson Knights only scoring 1 point in the fourth quarter. Cougars scoring almost 20. It was a game that was won in the first quarter and put out of reach by the time the teams came out for the second half. Only 9 total points scored by the Crimson Knights in the second half. That will do it here from the Cougar Den. Once again, final score. Phoenix Christian, 85. And Trivium Prep, 31. Put the final in there for anyone who might have just tuned in that was tuned out. Final score. So really, what comes next for the Cougars coming down the stretch? Well, yesterday's game between the Cougars and Highland Prep, that was their last big test. There are no more, quote, big tests on the schedule. You have 2 away games and 2 home games. You have Glendale Prep on Tuesday. No, I beg your pardon, Monday. So Monday, we'll have that game for you right here on the Phoenix Christian Basketball YouTube channel as the Cougars take on the Griffins of Glendale Prep, whom they've already beaten this year 56-38. And it's a home game a few days later against Basis Phoenix, and a trip up to Flagstaff to take on Northland Prep, and then rounding off the year on February 5th against the Mountainside Wolves at 5:30 p.m. That game should follow much the same pattern as this one here tonight, and you really don't see the Cougars losing out here in the last 4 games, so a lot of time to gear up and get ready before the 2A playoff. Still some seeding, so still got to win the game, still got to play for that seeding and make sure that you have a good seed and can wear the jerseys you want up in Prescott, but a lot more ahead than just the 4 more regular season games for the Phoenix Christian Cougars playoffs, the Prescott, and potentially a trip to the Madhouse on McDowell for this group of Cougars. Final score, once again, Cougars 85, Crimson Knights 31. Thank you so much to those who have tuned in for a minute, an hour, or the whole stream. We appreciate your support of Phoenix Christian Basketball here on the Phoenix Christian Basketball YouTube channel. Once again, next game coming Monday night at Glendale Prep. That game will have a 7 p.m. tip-off. At least we hope so. Might be a little late, but schedule says 7, so we say 7. For rounding off the year, home against Basis Phoenix, at Northland Prep, and then home against Mountainside. So only a few more games left in the regular season, but each game still incredibly important for the Cougars and their playoff hopes. Thank you so much to those who have tuned in. Have a great night, folks, and please drive safe.